My name is Alina. I'm coordinating the Ideas for Us branch in Romania. We are based in Bucharest. And I really, really love the idea of sustainability. I think it's like, and connecting with ideas showed me like a bigger umbrella and all the opportunities that you can get by connecting and by making projects together. You can have a greater impact, I think. In Europe, it's really, really nice because through the Erasmus Plus program, we can organize small projects about environment with other youth from Europe. So I had the opportunity during my 20s and also in my 30s to participate at many workshops on climate action, on environmental protection with so many young European people and to develop projects together. And I think to understand the other person's point of view and to understand that maybe in some other parts we need more action and take good examples from one part of Europe and bringing them to our countries helps a lot. Like in Europe, the climate changing and the environmental protections is like really taken serious. And I think we do have the means to do this kind of actions, like including financing. So, yeah.
Do you feel like in Europe there's a mentality of climate change is real, we need to do something about it, and you don't really meet a lot of climate deniers?
Actually, I think that Europe had a survey recently, and this one was actually one of the Europeans in general recognized this problem and were actually willing to give some money from their own pocket to fix the problem. So definitely there is an acknowledgement and a support for solving this issue. And the idea in Europe is about not leaving anybody behind, something like this. So if somebody develops a good solutions, they always try to support the others that don't have so many resources and to push everybody forward in a way. So I think this is what developed East Europe also, because we were kind of left behind before the 90s, and then West Europe helped us to achieve more, including in the environmental direction.
So tell me a little bit about the tax structure and how you feel supported to the place where you can dedicate your life to the environmental movement through having the ability to have health care and etc.
Yeah, well, in Europe we do have different tax system. Like the most common is like how do you tax the salary that you have, because we are paid monthly usually. We are not paid by hour like here. So usually, for example, in Romania, 60% of the salary is like the net salary that you get, and the gross salary is like 40% goes to taxes, but you never see those money because they go automatically from the employer to the taxes, and they cover usually the pension fund and the health insurance, of course. And I guess feeling more secure in this part, like having access to education, to healthcare, to some life-work balance, gives you like more push to work also towards the environment, because you do have the time, the resource, because time is also important. When you want to participate to some environmental actions, you need time. And yeah, it's important.
Yeah. That's something that we're seeing. It's like a lot of people want to come out and volunteer, but they're working 2 or 3 jobs to survive. Do you feel like people are more inclined to come out and do a tree planting or an upcycling event because they have breaks, they have the ability to take some time to do these projects?
Well, first of all, I have to say that the volunteering culture in Romania is still developing, because I know in US, for example, you do have this culture of volunteering and having community action. For us, it was developing after the revolution in the 1989. So it's in progress, but I can say that in the last 10 years it developed a lot. And now we have a lot of like planting actions with companies that are getting involved. So they pay for that. And their employees are doing that as team building. Mm-hmm. It's like an actual trend, like cleaning the forest and planting new forests. This is like they prefer to give that money instead of having fun, like doing something that is like remaining.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's really important to showcase here. Talk a little bit about you and your future and your personal drive behind being a part of the environmental movement.
Well, since I grew up like every vacation I was going to my grandma, like if I start where my love comes from. And I remember picking up the fruits and learning everything, always surrounded by nature and by animals. And yeah, it's something that is part of me. And living in Bucharest, that like at least it's not like such a green city. It should be much more. So definitely we are like fighting for that. Mm-hmm. And in recent years, we did have some success as a community, I mean, because, for example, we have a new urban park that was founded in 2016, and it's a big part close to the center of the city, which could have been residential buildings, but with the push of the community, it's now a natural park and nobody can touch it. So, yeah.
Yeah, so local action.
Local action to protect the environment and keep the green there.
Well, that's awesome. I think I wanted you to talk a little bit about Romania and some of the environmental issues that you see and how you feel like in the future, if ideas had the funding and the support that it needed, what kind of impact it could do.
Well, one of the biggest problems in Romania right now is the illegal logging. So they discovered that almost half of the logging is like illegal, which is like something. And in Romania is like we have the greatest number, like the greatest area of virgin forests in Europe. And many like wild animals like bears, wolves, they still live there. So this is a problem with the illegal logging. So definitely we need more and more tree planting. And this is happening, I told you, it's a trend. But also a way to punish and to stop this illegal logging. Because somehow the system doesn't work. You do have punishments, but somehow it doesn't work. So now it's a pressure on the government to do something, and also like the people to be also vigilant. Well, I would like people to think what they can do in their own life to reduce the waste that it's all around us, like this with reducing, reusing, repurposing, refusing plastic when is the case. So basically waste less. This is the most important thing that we should all do.
And what would be something that in Romania you would feel ideas could specifically do? Like if there's a lot of illegal logging that's happening, maybe you guys can get a petition signed and bring people together to actually try to fight these corporate entities that are doing these illegal acts. What are some other things that you feel ideas could do to steward people to take action?
I think we can definitely like join some other petitions, because there are already some groups that are working a lot on this and they have a history in this, and I would really like to join and to bring our own part in it, and maybe like with education, small education programs that we could do with children in cities, because mostly we act in cities for the moment at least. So developing some kind of curricula of like increasing the acknowledgement of the issue among the younger generation. This I think we could do. So I think that Ideas for Us Romania can optimize the way in which some other actions are working there, and we can give a plus, like especially in the education field, like in educating and acknowledging the issue among young people in the cities especially.